Guys, welcome back to the Charles Owen Experience.
Yeah, man.
What's up,
We're
man?
back.
Good to see you back.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. I'm really seeing you right now. Man. Yeah, man. Yeah. This is probably pretty sensual for people to watch, but yeah, we're back.
Yeah, all good.
We're doing another podcast right now.
We've done a couple of these. Episode 70.
Is it?
Yeah,
fair play.
70. Fair play to us.
£70 million to the first person to comment on this.
Yeah. There it is.
All right. Good luck. Well done to you guys. Whoever won that, we'll be sending you a check in the mail anonymously.
We got 35 minutes. Let's crack on. How have you been? How's the week been? What's the update?
Great. Usual. Like, comment, whatever. Subscribe. Guys, shout out Mark McQueen. Shout out Lemmy. Shout out Instructionals. Shout out
your Instructionals. Buy your stuff. Buy my stuff. Like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify. If you listen on Spotify, just rate it right now. If you're new to the podcast, just quickly finish an episode, subscribe to follow, and then top right hand corner, press the stars, 5 stars. Do that now.
Delicious. If you want to sponsor our shit, send us some money.
Oh, I need to mention you.
We will mention you,
yeah,
fellas. That brand.
Yeah, you know the brand.
It's such a good brand, man. Oh,
no, you know the one.
Man, it's such a good brand. I actually am already a fan of that brand. Okay, cool. So the first one's not really a question. It's just shout out the Choi Boys from Victoria. It's a group of guys that get together and sort of choi each other off on the weekends.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, man, the Choi Boys. So it's got a pretty good ring to it. And if I ever do an instructional, I'm going to steal that fucking name and I'm not giving you a penny. Next question.
Yep. Good
question, though. Informative. If you're still watching, enjoy the shit.
How to rebuild discipline and training at the gym. I had a few weeks off and struggling. How do I build back my discipline to get back into the swing of things?
Yeah, it just leaves a sour taste when you do the Chinese accent.
People hate the Chinese accent.
That's disgusting, mate.
I don't care.
Look at me. I don't care.
I don't care. How to rebuild the discipline back into training at the gym, mate. Just start with workouts that you can hit comfortably. Not necessarily comfortably, but just be realistic with yourself. Just go into the gym and be like, I'm going to work at everything's going to be a 6 to 7 out of 10. I need to just go into the gym to feel better than when I first walked in. I think that should be your goal. Don't go in to cane yourself and try and be like, oh, but I used to lift this. You're not going to be able to.
Can't catch up in a day, Chief.
You can't catch up in a day, Chief. Just try and get the first week in the books. Start with 2 sessions if you've normally done 3, or just go. Basically, mate, you just need to start lighter and then know that in weeks to come, you'll rebuild that strength and you'll be back to where you were in no time.
Solid advice, Char.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. No worries, man. Okay. Oh, it's locked. Okay. Thoughts on pushing the head to defend the body locking. Useful or stupid? I think it's useful. Watch Gordon do it to Nicky Rod. He pushes his face when he's about to get the body lock. Just, before they've fully connected their head. And so I'd say when you're able to get your shoulders off the floor, they haven't fully push your head down to the floor and their face isn't up here, then you can push them. But if their head's, then you can't push them. But if their head's far away, then you can push them. I'd say another solution that everyone at Rogers does is they grab the wrists and they lift their butt off the floor and push the hands below their butt. And again, it's the same thing. They can only do that if they can do a little sit-up to get a kind of dipping motion. But if you're able to put their shoulders flat on the mat with your head, then they won't be able to push your hands below and they won't be able to push your head. So basically, you want to get their head back, like the back of their head or shoulders flat on the mat before you try to pass the knees, or else the counters will be pretty easy.
Before they get too close up to you. That's really hard to push one.
You don't want them concave. No. No.
Convex, concave. Got shouted.
I don't even know which one is which.
He did a convex. No, concave.
I guess cave makes sense, right?
Sorry. Exactly. All right, you'll like this one. Speaking of caves, yeah. Favorite dishes that help you get the calories
on tunnels
in the bowl. Favorite dishes. I wouldn't look at me. I eat mostly the same foods all the time. I would just say eat more desserts.
Me, favorite dishes to get the calories in.
Yeah, you're a Frenchman.
So recently I've been eating a shitload of cheeses and meats. Shout out Eddie Abu. Wake the fuck up, guys. This is not real food. Although today
your accent isn't too good. I had Eddie Abu, surprisingly.
I can't really.
Guys, wake the fuck up.
guys, wake the fuck up, yeah? I can't really do it. He's half Chinese, isn't he?
Eddie Aboud.
Yeah, he must be, the way he speaks.
Should we answer a question? We didn't get any question about him. If he felt just... A lot of people do ask me about, what do you think of Eddie Aboud in a serious context? If you think eating 10 eggs and a whole packet of macadamia nuts and a whole packet of feta cheese for breakfast is a good idea, take a good hard look at yourself.
Yeah.
Who would honestly eat that? That's a horrible breakfast.
I mean, 10 eggs, let's say you're a caveman.
Yeah.
You probably would eat 10 eggs.
You would, because you'd be like, I'm not going to eat ever again.
Yeah.
I need to eat all of these now.
Yeah. But what he's saying essentially is that though things may be okay for you, in the long run, they'll give you cancer and make you ill.
That's what he's saying about processed foods.
That's what he's saying about processed foods.
Yeah, I don't buy into that whole thing though. Like,
really?
In excess, of course. Look, if you're 80% of your diet,
How do you clean the 20% of BS?
You just exercise and you just burn it off, man. You just burn, it's not your body. You don't clean it out. It's not like your body's like, oh, it's toxic to my body. Your body has a very good filtering system as it is. You don't need to cleanse things out.
Take a shit, yeah.
You just take a shit. Yeah, your body
Just
will. Your body will excrete. If you're a healthy individual, your body will just excrete what it doesn't need, and there'll be a processed filtering system.
Since not eating processed foods, I do feel I have much less inflammation. But on the other hand, I find I'm eating for large portions of the day, and I'm still not putting much weight on.
You won't be. Yeah.
I am literally eating for hours when I get home in the evening, and then I just go to bed. Yeah. I don't do anything now.
Are you sleeping better? Are you sleeping good?
Yeah, I'm sleeping better each day. I'm still, a recovering crackhead. So
that's what I mean. You can't put it solely down to processed foods because you've cut out crack as well.
Yeah, that was a big part of my diet.
You've cut out smoking.
Yeah,
and you've also cut out two big things at the same time.
Yeah, but definitely, I feel like it helps the joints. Not eating processed foods and sugar. Sugar is surely bad.
I disagree.
Sugar.
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, I eat quite a bit of sugar. I don't go crazy overboard. I eat a lot of jam. I like honey. I like soft drinks.
Yeah, not crazy overboard, I guess.
I don't go crazy. I'm not going to sit down and eat like a whole fucking...
I was going crazy overboard. I think that's the problem.
I look for the most part, for your meals, you should be eating nutrient dense. Let's say you have 3 proper meals a day, you should be looking to get lots of vegetables, lots of colors in there, good amounts of fiber. And with your snacks, you still want to try and attach a little bit of fiber to them. And then you're just going to try and piece in a little bit like you do. You'd have a big lunch and then you'd have some dessert with that lunch. Or in the evening, you could have some ice cream but also being mindful of foods that may or may not agree with you too.
Yeah.
So there's a whole range to it, and not if you get home in the evening, let's say you have ice cream before you go to bed, it raises your blood glucose, and then that's going to stop you from sleeping as much. There's a big spectrum to it.
I also think, what do you think about immune system and eating sugar and processed foods? Because I think, look at someone like Sylvie. Sylvie has only ever eaten just
food.
Basically, yeah. Eddie Aboud style minus just eating 12 eggs. He just eats a wide, balanced variety of foods that are all healthy and, clearly from whatever nature.
Never gets sick.
And he never gets sick, ever. Even if everyone else is getting sick, even if he starts to get sick, he's just like, I'm not sick anymore.
Yeah. Fair play.
And that is the main thing. It's just, I just get ill so often, and I feel like it's because I keep eating fucking bleeker burgers.
Yeah, I mean, let's cut it out for a while and let's see.
We're going to see. We're going to see.
I think we should get a clinical nutritionist on. Our boy Ian Perkins, and he could chat to us some more details about the subject.
Shout out Ian Perkins.
Yeah, we should
keep sending me videos of people breaking their legs though. So
he sends me that too. Yeah, we should get a real professional on to chat about him.
All right then, that's the conclusion. What to do when using butterfly half? They put an arm to leg weave or staple your bottom shin with theirs. Listen, mate, buy the fucking DVD.
Which one?
Half butterfly DVD.
There you go.
All right. In fact, just pirate it. I can't be bothered. How long do you think they took to dig, and did they skimp on the costs?
Tunnels.
Interesting question. I imagine it must have taken them a while to build the tunnels. I don't think they look quite completed though. If you watch the videos,
it's not like they skimped on the cost.
Yeah, it looks like it was.
No surprise. You like that one, didn't you? Yeah.
Woo! Okay.
All right.
Go on, you go.
It's true. It did look like, it did look like they skipped on the cost.
Really efficient.
Yeah.
Efficiently bought.
Mate, whatever you're thinking, that's on you to think about that. I'm just saying that they looked like they done it on the cheap.
Looked like it was a cheap build.
Hyperclusters, hypertrophy cluster update. Interested in how you guys have adapted to it. I run it 3 times to the plan and found it tough. I go off the plan because we only train twice a week. So this is basically how the program's looking. We do our usual warm-up, plyometrics, and then we do a squat pattern, 8 sets of 5. We're going to rest 45 seconds to 90 seconds in between sets. And you're going to bang that out. The weight is probably going to be probably an 8 out of 10. It's going to build. We start at a 7 out of 10 effort, and then it just builds to like a 9 out of 10 effort.
I feel like, e.g., the dumbbell press, before we were doing sets of 8, but I don't think I'd done 45 on the sets of 8 before.
No, not for a straight set, no.
And now we're doing sets of 5 at 45, but we're doing multiple of them.
Yeah,
plus the other shit.
It's a great way to just build more volume at heavier weights. It's really good.
You can actually, it's weird that you can do heavier and more just because it's less per set, yeah.
But ultimately, it ends up being the same number as a usual set. So yeah, then we'll do a pushing and pulling exercise for 8 sets of 5, and I just do a superset with. So we're going to do, let's say on Mondays we do bench press superset with pull-ups, and we're going to rest 30 seconds as a superset, and then once you finish your pull-ups, you go 45 seconds to 90 second rest in between.
I am more fucked though after them.
Yeah, you'll be very sore, especially when we first start the program, because it's our 2nd week into it now, and then we just go accessory work at the end, usual like RDLs or a single leg work with some pressing and guns work. So yeah, it's going well so far. Too early to say. Has it had a good effect? Far too early to say. We'll see.
I am definitely sweating more throughout these sessions than the previous ones.
Yeah, it's a tough session.
It's a tooth session.
So that's the update. Shout out Jake Tura. Check out his stuff. I wouldn't follow it to the plan for jiu-jitsu fellas. It's just going to be too much to handle because it's a 4-day program. So you could do what I've done and just put your own spin on it, or you could put exactly the same spin that I just told you.
Spin it. Spin that. How do you deal with people who don't tap in chokes? Just put them to sleep. Need to talk about the Lucas Lepre gi versus no gi post after WNS. So that post was basically him saying that notice that the gi guys are doing better than the no gi guys, and that you should look at all the tradition and basically say,
BS.
I mean, basically he just remarked that this event, the guys that also do gi tended to do better. But let's talk about steroids. I mean, I don't want to fucking directly point at people.
You should.
Right?
Just put,
okay, fuck it. Yeah, let's look at. I mean, he's basically referring to Tainan Dalpra versus
Steroids.
Oliver Taza, right? And like Taza is, I'm sure, like at least mostly natty, like if not completely natty. He put up a post after being like, "Should I get on the garlic sauce?" Like he just looked so much weaker than Tainan Dalpra, and like even physically, he just I don't know how are they the same weight? Maybe not the same weight.
Tainan probably would have been heavier coming in after the weight cut.
Yeah, like he just looked bigger and heavier, and like I wouldn't say that was an advert for gi versus no gi. That was an advert for, you know, one pharmacy versus Whole Foods.
Also, like, it just feels like a stupid analysis. Oh, gi guy, like he's just. How about Tainan's just also very good at jiu-jitsu?
Yeah,
him having a gi on, it's like, dude,
Yeah.
if he just trained all that time in no gi, he'd be just as good, or if not better at no gi. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Regardless if he's juicing, or if he's mostly a gi guy, we've seen videos of him training no gi like for years and years and years. It's not like he's only done gi. To be fair, like obviously Lucas Lepre probably knows more than we do about jiu-jitsu, so I'd like to hear more of an analysis than him, rather than just like picking the matches and then saying that doing gi as well is a good idea. Because like if you do that on the whole, you'll find that it's actually not a good idea. Like look at, I mean, Giancarlo did do gi before, but then he switched to no gi more, and now he's doing better at no gi. You know, look at people like Isaac Michel; they're not doing gi. All
Greg
these
Jones.
guys just do no gi.
it's just weird. It's a weird thing. Just just let go of the gi. It's okay. It's okay, man.
I'd just like to hear some analysis. That's all.
Just let go of the gi.
And I'd like to hear some people being like,
Talk about steroids.
Yeah, not. You don't have to like, because again, we don't know, right? Maybe Tainen is just built different, but I would like to have some reference at least to his obvious size and strength advantage over Taza. Basically, same with like the last one, Jonas Gracie,
Jonas Gracie, whatever his name is.
Yeah. Anyway, who was juicy. Also just far stronger than him.
He's definitely
let's just. Can we just start matching juicers with juicers, and clean people can maybe find another clean person in the desert?
All right, let's hit the nail on this one. ADCC European trial predictions. A mere day away.
Well, Joe Lennon or Ashley Williams at 66, or maybe that Gerbeg fella. That'll be my top 3 picks, yeah.
Joe Lennon, Ashley Williams, and who else?
Gerbeg.
Yep. 77?
77. It's got to be Shashinsky.
He's got to win.
Brother, he has to win. At least he's going to have the most bodies at the end of it.
Is Langrica, is he competing?
Oh, yeah, Langrica, fuck. I don't know if he's competing, but if he is, he has a high chance of success. He got that dog. 88, we're looking at, I mean, if Christian Ozbek gets another stomach bug, then the rest might have a chance. Oddly enough, in 88, all of the good guys, not all of them, but like a huge proportion of the good guys are in 1/4 of the bracket, which looks like terrible bracketing to me. Like literally anyone that you could mention other than Adam Wardzinski and Needsweeds and Faris are all in one bracket. And then they're all just going to fight it out for quarterfinals basically. So I would say Taylor. Pearman, yeah. Wardzinski has a chance. Linus has a chance. Linus Schrank. Ozbek obviously has a chance. He needs to game plan better though. He needs to stick to the game plan harder to get the dub. What else? I'm forgetting some people, so that's why I don't like mentioning names like that.
99?
99? I have no idea. Who's in 99?
Doberman?
Yeah, there we go. He can do it. He can do it. His deep half is vicious. He'll pop some knees with that. And then plus 100, we got Jed. We got the Jawad guy as well.
Mark McQueen.
Sandro. Freddie Vosgroen. I'm quite excited to see. I think Jed was predicted as the favourite. Christian tells me that Jawad guy is like a fucking beast and almost subbed Big Dan. So that could definitely be an issue for people.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, Jed, I don't know how well he deals with massive guys. If he deals with them well, then he has a high chance of winning. Sandro has a high chance of winning because he's just so good at front headlocks. Like, weirdly good at front headlocks.
He loves a front headlock.
Freddie Vosgroen has a lot of comp experience and is probably a bit more well-rounded, but he's also injured to fuck. Who else?
McQueen.
And Mark McQueen is obviously the strongest man there by a landslide. And yeah, and also trains very smart, so he doesn't train like an animal. He trains very much to improve each session. So every time you see him, he's a lot better. So I think his biggest hole would be the legs. And if he manages to sort the leg locks out, then he could be a problem. Especially if rather than just sorting it out and being good at defending, he was actually attacking people with leg locks, then he truly would have good defense in terms of counters and bolos and that sort of stuff. And then he would be a problem for anyone at any weight.
Lovely.
Oh, it's really nice analysis.
That was so good.
Oh, so good to hear. Yeah.
All right. Here's a good question for you. Does competing accelerate your skill level at jiu-jitsu?
I would say, anecdotally, yes. People that do a lot of competitions, actually, not all the time, but yeah, in general, the exception is not the rule. But in general, people that compete a lot, I don't know. It's because people that train more tend to compete a lot. Correlation does not imply causation. But I would say when you compete, it kind of like cleans it all up. Like you see things that actually work and you see things that actually are just like, this is never going to work in a competition setting, really. And yeah, if you compete, it tends to be that you watch competitions more as well. So just like being aware of competitions rather than just the sole act of competing will make you better. And then like better where, like better in competition or better in the gym. You know, if you compete more, you get better at comps. If you train more in the gym, you get better at training in the gym. But the two are not exactly the same.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're going to be competing in competitions, you're going to be a little bit more focused in the gym and trying to work on stuff that
Yeah. Maybe though. That's maybe just like
not. Depends on the person, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just depends, doesn't it? I mean,
since I've signed up to some competitions, I've been like, okay, I want to focus a little bit more in the gym now, and it just made me more disciplined with jiu-jitsu, trying to work on specific stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But basically, the more you compete, the better you will get at competition, because a large part of competition is controlling the nerves and performing to your best capabilities on the day. Yeah, and the more you compete, the more you'll be able to relax and flow in the moment. Whereas if it's just your first comp, you're just always going to feel shit, basically. It's very rare that someone will go to comp and be like, yeah, I had the best day of my life. Like, on their first comp, it'll mostly be shit. Yeah. Cool. Shall I ask the next question?
Go for it, Chief.
All right, Quaig or Kieran Kitchuk for full sweep instructional. I would go with, I think Kieran's was released second. I really like Kieran's one. I thought it was like an hour and a half long. It was just a good course, you know. It was like, there's not too much info, but the detail is there. It's very precise. He explains every detail. He doesn't include so much that, you know, you get lost in the source. I thought it was a great instructional. I highly recommend getting it. And I've, you know, stolen a lot of stuff from it. So great. Go for Kieran's one. And probably Craig doesn't need the money. On the other hand, Craig may have watched a lot of Kieran's stuff and condensed Kieran's stuff even more and then added his own spin and like bits around it. I haven't actually watched Craig's one, so that's my answer.
Well, there we go.
There you go.
Top 3 supplements you'd recommend for recovery. Hit your protein target. I think the worthwhile supplements are going to be fish oils, creatine, vitamin D3, zinc, and some magnesium. There you go. That's it.
Magas, yeah.
Magas.
Get some magas in. Is it magnesium citrate or
citrate?
Citrate or gluconate? What's the difference?
You could take either of them. I think there's another one that's meant to be better for sleep.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
Fuck knows, mate.
ChatGPT him.
Not right now.
Yeah, no, not right now.
All right. How do you deal with autistic sparring partners that don't tap? So if they're actually autistic, then you should probably be careful because they might not understand the ramifications of not tapping. But if they're only autistic because they're not tapping, then what I do, which this happens a lot, like, let's say it's a white belt. It's not, and you're heel hooking them, and you're like, oh, this idiot's not tapping. Like, it's not their fault, and it doesn't make them stupid that they don't know that they're in a submission. Like,
they don't know what's going on.
They don't know any better. So if you want to get quality out of the rounds with them, like quality training, then what I would say is to apply the heel hook and just hold the heel hook without breaking it as long as possible, and just let them spaz without breaking their leg, but having the ability to break their leg at any moment. Or you can just stop and tell them, like, look, like, I can apply pressure here and finish you. And if they still argue, then you can start applying pressure slowly and looking at them and being like, am I good to carry on? Am I good to carry on? And then as you carry on, eventually either it'll break or they'll tap, right? And if it breaks and you've given them every opportunity to tap, then that is just them like being retards, and you can hold your head high and go home. Yeah.
Just at that moment. Okay, see you later, lads.
Yeah, like if you fully explained it to them and they seem like a reasonably logical person and they just say, yeah, keep going, and then it pops, it's like, well, you're an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I told you it was going to break. You're an idiot.
There you go.
There you go.
5x5 training for jiu-jitsu athletes. You could do 5x5. The issue I'm going to have is when you're trying to really push the limits, basically 5x5 refers to 5 sets of 5 lifting really heavy stuff in the gym. You do that with your compound lifts, squat, bench, deadlift, and overhead press, and a bench over row. For sure, you could run that program. However, it is going to be very fatiguing if you're going to try and do it properly. Like a power lifter, you're going to accumulate a lot of fatigue on your central nervous system, your CNS, which is going to have an effect on you and potentially affect your training. So I don't recommend that so much unless you're on a lot of gear and you can recover from it well. But if you're very strong, no, I would recommend training more variously and working at a different variety of sets and reps, and probably just moving shy of 7 to 9 RPE. rather than trying to fucking lift always the heaviest weight possible.
Shay. Cool.
Yep.
Does a tunnel have to have 2 holes, or can a thing with 1 entry exit point still be a tunnel?
It's going to have 2 points at some point.
I think it needs 2 holes, yeah, or
Otherwise
else
it's a hole.
Or else it's a pit.
Okay.
I would call that a pit, not a tunnel. A tunnel, yeah, you tunnel from one place to another. A tunnel is also a verb, right? So it's a traveling thing. So I would say that it should have 2 holes. So yeah, technically,
A tunnel's a mode of transport.
the tunnels are just the connecting bit between the rooms in New York, rather than the actual whole, like, underground, what would you call that?
System.
Layer.
Ecosystem. There's a little ecosystem.
I would call it, yeah, a layer or an ecosystem. Yeah. But yeah, it's a pit if it doesn't have 2 holes. What are your favorite subs and positions to fuck people off and get the yes and the yeah, all right, mates? So I think you're talking about 2 different things there. One of them is a panic tap, and the other's like a kind of annoyed, oh, you got me again kind of thing. So I would say like Smothers probably going to get you the maybe like
Smothers just going to be like,
because they can't really
it's
tap.
long lasting as well,
Yeah.
because they might just try and hang on for ages and then be like,
yeah, all
the
right.
heel hooks, anything to do with legs will go
Yeah, I think
applying legs quickly, applying Kimuras quickly.
if they're spinning out of legs and you spin a bit faster and catch the heel, and you're holding it and they spin into the heel hook and you're waiting for them to tap and let go really fast, that's when you get the years. And then
just applying submissions quickly.
yeah, no, like having tension and they kind of apply it with their roll.
Yeah.
Or like a Choi bar where you've already got the tension and they spin, and as they land in a, you know,
Shotgun armbar as well.
yeah, exactly, yeah, shotgun armbar where it's
That's
already
a big, yeah.
where it's already in the breaking position, and then you apply the tension rather than like an armbar where you've got your legs in position first and then you straighten the arm and then apply the tension. That will get you the years. And then the yeah, all right, mates, gonna be things like slow submission, like when you trap an arm from the back and you slowly get the hand under the chin. If they could speak, they would say, yeah, all right, mate. All right.
Right.
So yeah, slow for yeah, all right, mates. And
Another question about hypertrophy cluster sets. Legit seems too far away from failure to stimulate muscle growth. Mate, you're off your head. Try it. Try the hypertrophy cluster sets like we've just discussed. It is pretty fucking hard.
You're violating.
And it will stimulate a lot of muscle growth.
You're violating.
Try it, man.
My legs are hurting.
Your legs are
From
hurting now?
Monday.
Yeah.
Nah, they're not fully. The Thai woman did a number on me.
Did she? She got in there?
Yeah, she did. She mocked me as well. I told her, my legs are dying. I'm dying. And she's
you
like,
want a hard massage?
yeah. She was like, you want hard or medium? And I said, probably go let's start with medium today because I'm dying. I did a workout. My legs are hurting. And she's like, oh, you work very hard. Hardcore, yeah, hardcore.
No.
She mocked me.
There you
She
go.
mocked me really well. But I am thinking about her teeth and I could mock those too. Absolutely ridiculous.
Perfect.
When's the Ozbek Sportswear Limited merch dropping and how much? I think he posted it was $99 a rash guard, and there will actually be some rash guards made, I believe.
Limited edition.
Limited edition, I think £99 each.
Yeah.
That's a fucking bargain, by the way, like considering a billionaire is hand sewing them.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly when they're dropping, but when they do, you'll hear about it, mate.
There you go. Best nootropic alertness drink or powder. Go get James Smith's one, Newtonic. I have a bunch of them in my fridge and I drink them every day. I like them.
Yeah, they feel pretty nice.
Newtonic. That's the one.
A lot of caffeine in them.
100 to 120 milligrams of caffeine.
What other shit is there than caffeine that is gonna make it? You know, what's actually good?
I don't know enough about nootropics. There's something called cognizant. There's like some ginseng. There's another root in there.
Why do people only drink caffeine?
Hey?
In general,
Caffeine.
why is caffeine so much?
Alertness.
Yeah, but why
It's
is it
also
so
addictive.
much more popular than the others?
Nootropics.
Why don't they just throw in a bit of nicotine in there?
Yeah. Don't know. Caffeine's more.
Nicotine drink. This is really good.
So people get pouches. Mate, people love a bit of nicotine pouches.
Yeah,
I don't know
pouches.
why.
Yeah, chewing gum and that. Zin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there must be so many mild stimulants that are still legal. that you can take.
Heaps.
Yeah. Why is caffeine the one? Just because coffee's delicious, I guess.
Coffee can be delicious.
Yeah.
Shout out Gillam's in Notting Hill. Best coffee in London, in my opinion.
Willem's. I've got one. I didn't really circle this, but fuck it, I'll answer it. Can you explain how Pato finished Dante? Basically,
you're going to do a breakdown on it.
We're going to do a breakdown on it, but long story short, he hit an outside heel hook, and I feel like because Dante was so committed to the grip that he had on the offside, when Pato entered his leg on the near side, he was not able to post, like to basically recover his weight and slip the heel in time. So his only option there was to roll with it. And obviously, as you roll with it, if someone's sharp, they're going to finish the outside heel hook. You've always got to roll into it to defend. If you roll away from double outside, you're basically guaranteed to get finished there. Lastly, does London have tunnels? Yes, there's a whole network of tunnels under London. It's probably one of the most expensive transport systems in the world. That says the Jubilee line, for example, has trains running like every 2 to 3 minutes. Is really efficient. So yeah, like the London tunnels, probably not as expansive as the New York ones, but really quite impressive in their own right.
Really impressive.
Yeah.
Let's leave it there. Guys.
Great. Fantastic.
It's been so good to see you again.
It's such a pleasure.
What a pleasure. What a treat. Remember, like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, do all that. Get on Flanagan's Instructionals if you want to learn how to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu better than you currently can.
Submission wrestling. Submission grappling. Submission grappling club.
Yeah, go join his club. Just pay for the membership. If you can't even go, that's fine.
Yeah.
Check out.
Yeah.
Check out the links below if you want to sign up to some strength programs. Okay. Get on them. I've got an instructional coming out as well. That'll be great. It's going to be called How to Get Jacked Without Steroids. And then,
write your ideas for an instructional name. It is inside entries to outside finishes. I need to make that sound funny and inviting to incels between 30 and 50 years old in America.
Yeah.
Please write your suggestions in the YouTube comments.
To do with Epstein's Island.
If you can relate it to Epstein's Island or the tunnels or, RuneScape or something like that, just write them down. No answer is too ridiculous.
Wrong answers only.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Great. See you, man.